All right, we are here. Welcome, welcome. And the very first episode of Q&A with
TNA.
Q&A. All right. So I'm Aaron Montgomery, and this is Todd Downing. Todd, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. And yourself?
I am doing very well. Thanks, everybody who's already checking in here. We're going to have some fun and answer some questions all at once. So we've got the Urban Cowgirl checking in, and Connie and Mary Ann. In fact, Mary Ann is one of our question posters. So excellent. Jerry, we've got all sorts of people checking in. Wade, Joe. Wade's a question asker, so we'll have to figure out what we call those folks. But Ruth, what's up? Good to see you, Ruth. And Jesse and Renee. We just saw Renee, so long time no see. Yep. Yeah. Todd has more clothes on, so that's and the Artist Haven. Greetings. Hey, thanks for joining us, and Brian and Jimmy. Man, we're just going to keep going here. I'm going to try to get everybody. So how about that?
15 minutes done.
Yeah, 15 minutes, it's over. We just said hi to everybody. So that's how we do. Terry and Alicia and Tina. And did I say Jimmy? I think I got everybody so far. So,
I think so.
Thank you guys so much for checking in. Todd, let's just talk a little bit about what this is here first. Obviously, we're here to have some fun, in what everybody's going through. A little levity, a little fun.
Yeah.
Is the first order of magnitude, I would say. But
the name lends it to that.
Exactly. A little tongue in cheek. It stands for Todd and Aaron. So if you thought anything else, that's on you, right?
Right. I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. Heidi and Sharon checking in from the day job, and Martha and Valerie, and so all good stuff. But Todd, talk a little bit more about what what this is all about. We're going to keep it to time. Why did we start it? All that stuff. Go.
15, 30 minutes of, just kind of open Q&A. Submit the questions online. We'll go through it. It's just kind of, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be business related. It can be anything across there. It's just kind of, open forum there to ask questions. No question is too dumb. No question is too much. The only thing that required is, bring your open mind, and you have a cocktail, even better. This is going to be great. A little fun.
Yeah, we're going to have a little fun. Yeah, and what we wanted to do is so we're not going to take any live questions. All of the questions have to come through the oursuccessgroup.com/QA, and we're going to try to get to as many of those questions that we got, and then the questions we don't get to, we're either going to follow up with a personal contact, or we will get to them on the next session. So our goal here is to try to be with you guys, commune with you guys through a virtual opportunity like this 7 days a week, right? So between Tuesdays with Todd, then we've got the training sessions, our Success Group training sessions that are happening on some Wednesdays. We've got 2 Regular Guys podcast happening on Fridays. Small Business Saturdays on Saturdays. So, who knows? We could be back on Sunday. We could be back on Monday. We could be back on next Wednesday, because we don't have a training session next Wednesday. So,
if we get, the more questions we get, the more chances, we'll be down here to do it. So
we'll just keep popping in as often. Yep. Popping in as often as we can.
Anything we have in there, and maybe, the first question I thought was an amazing question. Aaron didn't even highlight it to answer it, so I'm totally going to ask that.
All right, well, let's start that. So Jerry says, commune with us, love it. Exactly, and to me, that's what you guys are the family here. You guys are my family. I'm getting to spend a lot more time with my very close family. In fact, I just came back from the park with my son, so that was pretty cool. But in this trying time, let's just come together, commune, talk to each other, ask questions. If we can't figure it out, we'll figure it out. And plus, have a little cocktail every now and again and enjoy some things. So Todd's got, I don't even know what that is, Todd. So help us out here. What are you drinking?
It's moonshine.
It's moonshine. Okay. I told him he's a better. Connie says, yes, Aaron, Bud Light. My husband's a whiskey man. Oof. You guys are both better men than me.
It's customer brought this to me over the holidays, and it's moonshine. They aged it themselves, and
Wow.
I definitely have a still coming, so I can make my own.
Oh
But
my God. All right.
it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have the OSG juice.
Oh,
And,
it's G juice. I'll have to figure out how to drink that. I've never been able to drink the hard stuff too much, but I'll
oh,
shoot
you
some
just get
whiskey
it
every once in a while. But boy.
all.
All right. So, Todd, let's get going here. What's the
Yeah.
first question? You said you wanted to ask a question that
You-
maybe I didn't highlight.
Yeah. So the first question, that somebody brought in is, should we? This is how we need to figure this out too. Should we put the question up as a banner so they can see the question, or
That's not a bad idea. That's actually a
Yeah.
really good idea.
as we do
Todd,
that?
you have some great ideas, dude. I love it.
The more the booze comes, the better it gets.
The better the ideas get. All right. So,
here,
you're
right
going to do the
there.
first one there? Okay.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
you're so
All right. So
handsome.
we did do that one.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I get a little flutter every time I talk to him too. So I guess we'll have to ask his wife that. But look at him
Right.
turning red.
I am a new shade of red here. So that was the test question that I put in there. So FYI. Yeah, I did shave today and everything. So.
Yeah, it said it was from all the single ladies. So I assumed that was all the single ladies wanted to know. So
all right. So let's get on to the next one. And let's see here. All right, this is and Todd. Do we say who they're from, or do we just leave it as leave it open and we'll just ask the question?
Sure. What either or.
Okay, let's just ask the question. If people want to respond and say, "Hey, that's my question," cool, go for it. But Todd, how do I do a multi-level recurring payment subscription / membership offering on my Ecwid site?
So there is a way to do this, but it's not a simple. Here, let's just do it this way. What I have come to the conclusion of was that you have to use create a subscription button in either Stripe or PayPal to be able to do it. The analytics side of it doesn't cross over as well with this. It's something that what is that called? That Ecwid is working on.
Uh-huh.
So what I can do is send that question. I'll send you the link to the information that I have for it and see if that helps you out more. But you can set it up that way by using one of your third-party things. So I think I know Stripe has it set up for it and do a payment that way. But it's just not going to connect through every time. It's something that they're working on. That's one of the things that I can't wait till they do because of having some download services that we do. That in the long shorty answer, you can do it. It does take a little finagling on the backside, but we'll send. It was Wade. Wade will send you that link of what I thought about it.
So we're just gonna throw it out there. So.
Yeah, I think it's just that. Yeah.
Perfect. So I did also post the link that you mentioned in the comments section there. So you guys can go check that out. All right, let me see if I can. I need to be working in the background here instead of drinking the beer. Hold on a second. Let's get the next. Yeah, you take a drink here. All right, so this one is going to go over the limit for what happens on the banner, but that's okay. So we're popping it up there anyhow. All right, what is the shelf life of vinyl? I've read 1 year. What are recommendations for vinyl over a year old? Has anyone had issues with vinyl over a year old? I've used vinyl that is several years old and so far no problems. So I wanted to get an answer straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So I actually went to Joe Piazza from Caesar, and he's the vinyl guy that I know. And first I asked him if he had his shirt on, and he said yes. Secondly,
you're disappointed?
Hey, it's Hollywood Joe. What do you do? So here's what Joe said, and I'm going to just kind of quote him verbatim here. He says, we have to say 1 to 3 years, but it's totally dependent on how the vinyl is stored. It lasts longer than that. The issue becomes delamination as it gets older. So if you store it in a climate-controlled space, out of high humidity and out of direct sunlight, you can probably get a lot more than 1 to 3 years. As a manufacturer, though, they have to say that because people, if they just throw it out there and it's in high humidity and it's in direct sunlight and stuff like that, it's going to start delaminating after about 1 year to 3 years. So there's
one of the things with that question too that I wasn't sure of, and I actually just thought of this because I was working with some earlier, is I didn't know which vinyl they were talking about. Are they talking about heat transfer vinyl or sign vinyl? Because you've got both of those too. Now here in the shop, we've had stuff that's 3, 4, 5 years old, of when you buy a roll for a project, pays for it, and then the rest is just kind of yours to do whatever with. It's working fine. It's kind of like us with when we do any of our printed stuff. We say that's gonna last 2 to 3 years, 2 to 4 years. It could still be there 7, 8 years from now. It just covers your ass with it on the backside of it. Um, if you're doing a project after project after project with the same thing, just build in the cost of getting a new roll, so you're good to go on that. Because the last thing you want to do is to have something go wrong with it. But if
Sure.
you're doing a one-off on something, you have it there and tell people, here, yep, this is what it lasts, and then you just back it up with, yep, hey, something comes up, say it peels off in a week or two or whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead and redo it for them. Everybody knows the cost of vinyl. It's next to nothing. So you went ahead and you fixed the problem, gave them that, and then they're going to tell everybody, yeah, I had an issue with it, but then he gave me a whole new one. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my look at it. Because we do
Yeah.
have stuff. In fact, for our wedding, we had, oh yeah, I think I even got one right here. We made bags for people
Okay.
so see what you missed out on. Not only did you not get a tumbler, you
I
didn't get a
can't
bag
believe
either.
you didn't actually give me one of those while I was in your shop. Now I'm a
Right.
little hurt, but that's okay.
So it's actually flock, and I bought
Cool.
this with doing a job that we thought we were going to get, and it was going to be a quick turnaround thing. I'm like, oh, I'll totally use that on other stuff. Never did. It's been sitting on our shelf for 2 years, and so when it came time to do stuff, I'm like, hey, let's use it on this. It pressed great. It's fine. That's 2 years old. So yeah, totally worked.
And you guys watching in, have you guys had experience with older vinyl? Have anybody ever had any issues? I think the point that you made there, Todd, about being the other thing is you guys need to be clear with your customers, and what I would recommend is saying the same thing, that this vinyl has a year life, and so that's called technical obsolescence, basically meaning, hey, this is going to last you for a year. After a year, come on back in and get a new sign or get a new blah, so that always be upfront with that, because not only does that allow you to, cover yourself, but it also gives you a reason to follow up with them in a year and be like, hey, it's been a year since you got that sign. You ready for a new one?
Yeah.
And
something else on that. One of the things that, we like to do is, there are vinyls that you can buy there that are going to, performance ones that are going to last longer. They cost a little bit more when you break it down to, per square inch, what it costs you.
Mhm.
But to think about it, I don't want that really lasting for, 7 to 10 years for somebody, because that means they're not buying another one for 7 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's almost the shorter amount of time there.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of people, what are their average time they're keeping a car? 3 to 5 years. They're trading it in, they're getting something else. So, new car time comes, hey, we can go ahead and get this done for you. So just work all the angles of it. Now if it's something that we're doing for a storefront, something for a signage, something like that, that's going to be permanent, yeah, upgrade for that. But if you're just doing decals for that, go with the least expensive that you can, and of course get quality stuff. Get something like your FDC signed vinyl. Get something like your what's the O one, the
Orcal.
Yep, the Orcal, that one. And then the Caesar PSP one is a good one too. So you stick with your name brand ones. Stay away from your Amazon stuff, your eBay specials, your things like that, and you shouldn't have a problem.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. And then, like I said, make that follow-up call though. Put that on your calendar to follow up with them. Even if you know that the sign's going to be fine a year later, if you told them, this is going to last a year, follow up with them at that year mark, because now you have a built-in excuse to call them. Hey, just checking in. Wanted to make sure that it's been a year. Are you ready for that new sign? They may say, oh, sign still looks great. I don't need one right now. And you go, oh, okay. Well, is there anything else that you need? Oh, you need some shirts. Oh, you need some this. So always, one of the things that I've always done throughout the course of my career when I'm selling is to make sure that I always try to build myself in an excuse to call. That way I'm never actually cold calling. I'm not just calling out of the blue. They know that I'm going to call them in a year, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
and you can totally do that from the get-go. Say, hey, every 3 to 6 months or so, I'm going to call you, if we have something new come in or anything like that. You're good with that? And most of them will be like, fine, because, you're not calling them every day. Something new came in with this. I'm going to do it to everybody that we've done, transfers for in the last 3 years. We've got the puff stuff that we're doing now. I'm going to have pricing and have that up on the website. So everybody that's got something, I'm going to go ahead. I almost knocked stuff over. I'm going to go ahead and email them, let them know, hey, here, this is what we got. What do you think of it? If I need to send samples, go for it.
There you go. Connie says, I've used older vinyl with no issue. Mine's not in the sunlight. So again, yeah, like Joe was pretty clear that it really, will last a lot longer than that. It's just, they have to do that as a manufacturer. So,
Yeah.
and I'm
It's
sure
almost,
the Stein vinyl stuff's the same way.
it's almost like saying, a shirt's going to last 50 washes. Shirts are going to last more than 50 washes, but they just put a number on it, and really, and that's the thing that I love when the customer will ask, well, is it going to last this? And you say 50 washes, and they're like, well, that's not a lot. Okay, so that means you're wearing it, once a week. You've got 7 shirts, and that's all you're going to wear, and this is going into that. No,
Yeah,
I've got shirts that I know were probably 15 years old that have probably been washed 10 times because I've only worn them 10 times.
sure.
I've got a Bears Super Bowl shirt from what, '08? So, or was that '08? Somewhere around there.
Hmm.
And after that first year, I break it off in the playoffs or big something like that, and that's it. Super Bowl Sunday is when I wear it. That's the last time I wore it for once a year. So
There you go.
you find that shirt and you just go from there. So you just say whatever you can to cover what you need to, knowing that it's going to last longer than that.
Sure. Marcy, good suggestion here. I don't ask, quote unquote, do you need? I say I have shirts, etc. Tell them a bit about them, and then I would love to make a batch for them. So,
Nice.
yeah. That just, if you can, I love that point, because if you can just kind of make the assumption that they're going to buy, then it becomes on them to tell you no, and that's a lot harder than them just answering a question. Yeah, so that's a good technique.
It gives them something else there too. A lot of us, do more than one thing. Where if you're doing a shirt, you're able to do signs. You're able to just the one thing that I've found to work out great is if you're doing like left chest logos for people. So here I did a shirt and there are a bunch of left chest logos. If I can take that same logo and put it on a koozie and give them a couple of those, especially on your restaurant clients, your bar clients, things like that, they see that. Oh, I didn't know you did that, because a lot of times they don't know that they need something until they see it with their logo on it. So if you're able to throw that little extra thing in there, if I was an embroider guy, I could get away with it. I would totally embroider a hat, send it with it. Here you go. It's just something else to get in there, and the quality of it. And you put it on there, hey, we can do, we're doing a special for you with this other stuff, 10 hats for $200 or whatever, something like that. Just to, you're just constantly working that upsell ladder.
All right, Todd. We said we are going to try to keep it to 15 to 30 minutes, and we're already at 20 minutes. So,
so that's why we said we might not get through all the questions.
Yeah, exactly. But we've got a couple more that we're going to get to.
You're going to try to?
Yeah, I'm going to try. So you can tell them that you are sending info so they have it. Yep, perfect.
Yeah,
Sharon says, I have a Disney shirt from 2011 I wore last weekend, and my grandson reminded me it was older than him. I love it. All right, let's get to the next one here, Todd. Here's the next question. How do you put a dollar amount on decorated inventory on your taxes versus blanks? Do you use your sales price or wholesale costs? So first and foremost, what's that?
We got to do that. Where's that?
Yeah. Cheers.
Because we have a new drinking game. If you've ever watched, Aaron in the past, Aaron's go-to when he can't figure things out, or is kind of a segue on stuff, especially when it comes to numbers, is, what is it, Aaron?
My dad, who's a CPA of 25 years. So every time I say that, you guys have to drink. So, if you have a drink, Marcy said iced tea, whatever you've got in front of you, have a drink, because I am going to answer this question based on something I actually called my dad. So hold on a second. Let me have a drink. All right. So here's what he told me. And he said that this is a question that over the course of, in fact, he used to teach accounting and stuff like that he used to get all of the time. And it's a bit of a tricky, complicated situation here. But as per the tax law, he says that you can only put down actual physical costs. So you can't put things like labor, any other overhead cannot be calculated into that amount that you're taking as inventory. So the only amount that you can put is the actual cost of the blank and any actual cost of the decoration that you put on there. Now, here's the trick about the decoration that you put on there. You could be asked to prove where that cost came from. So if you were to just kind of make up a number that it cost me X amount of dollars to put vinyl on this, you could get called out on that, and it could be a bad thing. So ultimately, the things that you can prove is how much that blank garment cost you. If you can show them exactly how much vinyl you have on it and how much vinyl that costs, they can, again, so it gets a little complicated. So really here, what you want to do is to try to not keep a whole lot of inventory of decorated products, because, you're not going to be able to take that on your taxes. So obviously, first and foremost, talk to your accountant about what specifically is your situation. But that's the basis of it. So you really want to just use the actual blank cost, and that's really, beyond that, you're going to put yourself in potentially a sticky situation. So
right, and I think with that, some of the other things to take into account is, say like us, we have a retail store. We brought in a company that provided shirts for us that were already decorated. They cost us 15. We're selling at 30. Our cost is 15 because that's what we brought them in at. So if you were to buy shirts that are already done from somewhere else, you're going to include that number on it. It's just, it's pretty, we were told with inventory where, same thing, don't do that. And that's why the majority of our store doesn't have anything on it. It's all blank, and it's two separate things. So materials are in one, here's inventory, and it just goes that way.
Yeah. So you got to use the actual cost, your actual costs on that. Okay. All right. Let's see here. What's the next one, Todd? Let me grab that. And let's see here. We'll hide that. We'll put that there. We'll copy, a little paste. And this one's going to be a little longer than we have room, but we'll do it anyways. Wow, Todd, you may want to save some of that, dude.
No, I've got about 4 bottles like this and quart jars there. It's great when you have customers that you do a good job for them and they do stuff like this. And my theory is now, especially since the world is ending, moonshine stills is where it's at. The world is going to end on April 15th, whether Aaron believes so or not. Everybody is going to need water, so I need a moonshine still to make the water fresh, and I'm going to do booze, and I'm going to become like Al Capone, and it's going to be amazing because I'm going to sell all my friends booze and labels to go on their booze. I'm prepping, man. This is done. I'm moving to Mars. We're out of here.
All right. Well, the world is not ending, and we're all going to be just fine. So how about that? All right. So Terry says new show Thirsty Thursdays with Aaron and Todd. So all right. So here's the next question, Todd.
I mean, that would be a good Thirsty Thursdays with TNA.
God. All right. Well, this is gonna test every bit of my fiber here, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm having a blast. All right. We've got 5 minutes left, Todd. So what we can, the next question is, what can we teach online to monetize our business? Seems like blank suppliers will be shutting down soon. So it appears that digital products have to be at the forefront if we don't have, and then the rest of it is inventory on hand or available. And all right. So I think this answer to this question here, Todd, is going to be twofold in my opinion. So I'm going to take number A first, because as you mentioned, I believe in the power of positivity here. And I truly believe that by April 15th, we will be getting back to business as usual. We'll start getting things figured out. Everybody's going to be just fine. We've got to hustle more here for a little bit, but everything's going to be good. So first off, when it comes to the part about seems like blank suppliers will be shutting down soon, I would argue that is false. As long as the shipping companies don't shut down, which everything I've read has indicated that that's going to progress. Who knows? I mean, obviously anything can happen, but there were a couple of links that were posted from our friends over at Printwear Magazine and A&E Magazine, and they have talked to some of the major suppliers. So like a letter from JDS saying that they're going to keep rolling, Condi, Coastal, all sorts of suppliers that are still plugging right along, business as usual. So I just posted a link to that Printwear article there. And then I'll post a link to the A&E article there. So that's the first part. I think you can still get blanks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tom.
Add on to part A there. If you're ordering from major companies and that, most of them have more than one warehouse. So even if, in Pennsylvania where everything's getting shut down, just because that Pennsylvania warehouse is out, they're going to start shipping from other ones. Here in Illinois, there's talks that by the end of the week, tomorrow, the governor could get tired of everybody still being out and about and just shut down everything except non-essentials, which means for us, Alpha Broder and S&S will close. So if that does, we'll just have to order from other warehouses. There's still your shipping and delivery. That stuff's not going to stop. That's going to take, that's going to take this for that to stop. That's not going to stop for there. So, order from. They're just going to. It might take you a little longer to get to it. And customers in this time, they understand things are going on. So if your normal turnaround time is 5 to 7 days, if you have to bump it out to 7 to 10 days and say, hey, this is all based on shipping and places staying open, just be upfront and honest with them and know on that. So that was a little there. And then on the second part of this, the thing you got to think of is, what have you mastered? Either, in business or in life, what are you most comfortable doing? There's lots of opportunities out there to teach right now. So if you're somebody who likes to organize, throw up a video on how to organize. Start building your following that way. If you're somebody who is good with an embroidery machine, that you can show somebody how to do something, make a video, show them how to do it. If you're good with anything, if you're good at tying shoes a new crazy way, go for it. If there's anything that you can do, I'm even seeing now, and this is, I wish I had the voice for it because I would do it. People just reading books, for kids, for story time. And they're getting thousands of people to turn in, or to tune in just to hear somebody read a book to their kids. So you got to think now in the age that we're in, everything isn't just here on a laptop. How many people watch stuff up on their TVs? How many people are watching stuff on their phones? So if there's something you can do and you have the voice for it and you enjoy reading and you doing that, why not just turn on the live stream here and there you go and just read. Something else to do. You're giving back to the community. People are going to remember stuff like that. So Jake, anything that you love doing and figure out how to turn that into something monetary, which, segue here, that's our next class. That's how that's a little insight there on how to take what you like doing and turn it into something. So, I think what you need to do is, really believe in yourself. And there's a little person just walked by. It just scared the hell out of me. And here, the kids are here. Really scared me out. They snuck in. But yeah, it's one of those things. Is take what your passion, what you love doing, and just video it. Put it out there. Show what can be done on it.
Nice. All right. So we are at the end of our time here today. So do you want to, should we go into bonus time, Todd? Should we just take one more?
We can go into bonus time.
All right. There's some other questions here, but
this is why
let's do a fun question, and then we'll be back on Monday, maybe Sunday. We'll So this is going to keep going. But let's just hit this question because it's fun.
I'm gonna hit this bottle again.
No, all right. Let's yeah. All right, Todd. Is Pizza Hut real pizza?
Okay, so if you get the wings, yes, because Pizza Hut is real pizza. I mean, it's dough, they put a sauce on it, and they put cheese and a topping. So I would say yes, Pizza Hut's real pizza. Now, those SOBs can never seem to add the damn garlic butter on the crust for us. And if you ever want to hear somebody complain about it, Corey will complain about it every time. She'll put it in the notes. She'll call. She'll even ask when it's there, and we get home and it's not there. My wings are fine though. So little thing here. If you're going to order wings also from Pizza Hut, make sure it's a Wing Street Pizza Hut, because if you don't get the Wing Street Pizza Hut, they're the baked wings and they're garbage. So you have to make sure you get the fried wings and then with the sauces there, and make sure you get the blue cheese because that's where it's at.
Nice.
So
nice. Oh boy. So I honestly have not had Pizza Hut since back when I was in elementary school, and we'd go to the Pizza Hut buffet in the little town I grew up in. So anyhow,
that's why you're going to get Corona and not me. Okay.
Yeah. you've got the yeah. All right. So let's actually do one more question here.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? All right, Todd. How do you avoid time wasters like browsing Facebook when you're doing marketing?
The same way you avoid not getting fat by not eating. You just stop. I mean, if I don't want to get fat, I need to eat, and I need to stop eating as much as I do, and I need to exercise. It's self-control. I can't do anything to do that. I mean, I can't come clip your cord for your internet because you have it on your phone. It's going to be one of those things where you have to have self-control on it. You have to make a schedule and say, this is my Facebook time.
Yeah.
But everything happens, I totally, got sucked into Urban Dictionary last night while we were here.
He did.
You know,
I can
and
vouch
it's
for
one of
that.
those things where you just you go through it and you're like, I gotta stop. I gotta stop now. A lot of times I'll get pulled in where something's interesting, where I start reading an article. Like I was saying earlier, Wiki gets me every time. I'll go through that and then you see something highlighted and you're like, oh, what's that? Here's the blue link. Click. Oh, here's something new. Click. Oh, here you go. Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like today I proved a point is I went from John Deere, which is local lust, and I ended up at Jimmy Choo. So I don't know how, but between clicking on various things of what here to this, that's how it just came about. And you just have to set time. And there's nothing wrong with that, but
Yeah.
just make sure you're getting your stuff done.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's you. You're the one that controls what you do, how long you do it for. So
Yeah.
Do what you have.
Yeah. I think that, what I've done, because as everybody knows, I am the chaser of squirrels, so I can easily be distracted. And what I have to do and what has helped me is I try to plan out my day, and I know, okay, so I start with, here's the top 3 things that I have to get done today. And then here's the other things that are really important for me to get done. And when I've done that, what happens is I know that if I get sucked down that rabbit hole, I'm not going to get those top 3 things done. If I get sucked down. So what I actually do is I look at those projects that might take me to that opportunity to get sucked down the rabbit hole, and I put them later on in the day. And then I use that, surfing Facebook, or, I think I mentioned on Todd's post in Business Basics that, I get stuck watching YouTube videos of volleyball matches, crazy stuff like that.
Let's see if I got this here.
So I use those time wasters, so to speak, as my reward, as my bonus. I got the task done that I needed to get done. That's my reward. So that's how I do.
This was, I think I can post this here. This was took me into the wormhole today. I'll go ahead and post that. I'm not leaving anything there besides it, so you can go ahead and click on that link. It's safe for work. Everything's fine with it.
Everything's fine for that. Okay.
It's
totally, on YouTube. Yeah.
From that point, I'm like, what is this? How does this work? I need more information on it. And then I started, how much does this cost? What is that? And yeah, it's just, but it's a great little, cheer me up thing. And I sucked Renee into it today too. So that's even better. When you can suck somebody else into your wormhole, then it's not a wormhole. Then it becomes research. So
Yep. Renee says Todd is the wormhole king, and Marcy says research gets me total rabbit hole. So
yeah,
there we go. All right, guys, we went 5 minutes over, so let's call it an evening here, Todd.
Yep.
Let me get one more thing up here. Okay, so if you guys want to be part of this, you want your questions answered, go to oursuccessgroup.com/QA. And make sure that you're putting your questions in there. Any of them that we didn't get to, we're going to try to get to on a future show, or a couple of them. We've got one here about shipping that I think we're going to actually probably make into either a Small Business Saturdays or Tuesdays with Todd to go a little bit deeper. So
yeah, that was one thing too. If we see a question that we're like, that is a great, awesome question that deserves more than just a little answer, we're going to start building content and shows around it for you, because you deserve it. You deserve to know a little more information on it, how it can go from there, and especially if it's something that we don't know, we want to learn about it and what we can do to move it from there. So just because we don't answer your question doesn't mean we ignored it. That there might be plans for it, so you might be super special. So ask your question. Like I said, no question is off topic. Whatever you want to answer on there, or whatever you want to ask, we're going to answer.
Yep, for sure. So, and then who thought TNA would be a good idea for a title? Would be what the one last question. That guy.
Come on.
we'll tell the story. We'll tell the story later. Should we tell it now?
Or Monday for how that story came to be. Oh,
Sunday. Let's do Sunday, dude. Come on. What do you have going on Sunday?
Okay, Sunday. Sunday. What time?
I don't know. Yeah, you guys tell us what time Sunday. You let us know. We'll make it happen. So next Q&A with TNA Sunday. But you guys gotta you guys gotta start getting the questions in. Yeah. You guys gotta get those questions in right here, right now. Aaron is no. That Martha asked, is that my dog? That's Todd's kids, actually, but I love it. All right, you guys. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for communing with us. Thanks for being a part of this.
One last go.
Yeah, one last cheers, sir. Oops, wrong way.
There you
go. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody. And any questions, anything you guys need, you know how to reach out to us. Just go to oursuccessgroup.com. Success@oursuccessgroup.com is our email address. Business Basics Facebook group, wherever. Just reach out to us. We are here for you guys.
Now has name change. So if you don't see the Fat Dad Wholesale Presents, we just changed to Business Basics. Easy to get to, easy to share, easy to get out there. So we can do that.
Nice. Awesome. All right, you guys. Yeah, seriously, don't sit there and languish. We're here for you. All right. We're here to help. All right. We'll talk to you guys on, well, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Make sure you get over to Two Regular Guys. I'm actually going to be interviewing with Terry, that Terry Crews thing. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I'm actually going to be interviewing with Terry Combs over at Two Regular Guys tomorrow, a gentleman named Pete Lovelace. And he was a speaker out at ThreadX, and he's going to talk about being a virtuous leader. And I think he's got some virtues that are worth listening to, especially right now. And we're going to just continue that conversation that was happening at ThreadX. So going to be awesome talking to Pete tomorrow. Small Business Saturdays is not, the end is not near. Small Business Saturdays, we're going to talk about synergy and working together with others in your local community and how to make that a win-win situation. No, 4/15/20 is not going to be the end. That will be the end of the whole.
That's why I said the end is near.
Pandemonium.
Why are you thinking, the world will end? That's when I'm saying it's over. That's when it's over.
You're right. You're right. So
it's all about how you read things.
Exactly. Totally. Yep. I didn't put the positive spin on it. Darn it. I got to work on that. All right. So let's see. That's Saturday. And then we'll be back here on Sunday for another Q&A with Todd and Aaron. All right. We'll talk about on Sunday. We'll talk about Terry Crews too, by the way, just FYI.
If you won't remember.
Awesome. All right, guys. Have a good one.
See you guys.